The ones today are just a little bit different. The reason they are different on these rotations that we're about to do, because you're not rotating around the origin for the majority of these. I'd say probably all of these except for maybe 2 or 3 on both of these sheets. We're rotating around a point that's not at the origin. So for this first one, for example, number 1, it says rotate 90 degrees clockwise, but it says around point U. Point U. U is this point right here. It's actually part of the figure too. This is U, 1, -2. So the first thing I tell my kids to do when they have a point that's not 0, 0 that they're rotating around, put that point on the graph. On the graph, I'm going to put this point on 1, -2. Around that point, I'm going to actually make an axis for myself. X and Y. I suggest you do that too. Remember, until you know how to do stuff on your own, do everything I do. Don't take no shortcuts. So all I've done so far, for those who freak out when they see stuff, all I've done so far is put the point that they want me to rotate around, which is point U, on the graph. And I made an axis around it. I like doing a little circle here too, giving me a little target area. You don't have to do all that. This is my center of rotation for this figure. I'm rotating this figure around this point. I'm not rotating it around 0, 0 like we've been doing before. I'm rotating it around this point. So that makes things a little bit different for us. You got to pay attention. The way we rotate is just a little bit different. Once I get that point on there, now I'm going to actually graph my image. And on this one, this first one, where's Amanda at? I'm sorry, I just thought about that. On this first one, the point that we're rotating around is actually a part of our figure. This figure is UWKG. So the fact that point U is our rotation point, next to that point we could just write the letter U. That's our first little point on our figure. Next is W, which is going to be 0, -2. We're going from 0, 0 to plot our points now. 0, -2, which will be here. This will be point W. The next point will be K, which is at 3, 2. Here. The next point is at G, which will be 3, -3. This figure is a weirdly shaped figure. To connect it, go in the order the letters were given to you. U, W, K, G. Go from U to W, W to K, K to G, G back to U. And connect. Give y'all a second, because I don't want to go past y'all, and make sure everybody got that graph first. So after we get this graph, they want me to rotate this figure around point U. When we rotate 90 degrees clockwise, can't think of your name right now. Celicia, which direction are we going to turn our paper since we're going clockwise? I can't hear you. To the right. How many turns are we going to take? One turn to the right. So let's all do that. To the right, one turn. This is our clockwise rotation, 90 degrees. Let me get myself space over here. So with that, this is all similar to what we've been doing. Here's where it gets a little bit different. So after we turned our paper for our other rotations, we read where our points were from 0, 0, and got our points from 0, 0, right? Now we're going to get our points from the center of rotation. So I'm going to figure out where my U prime, W prime, K prime, and G prime would be from my center of rotation. I'm going to start with U. If you look at point U, U is right here on the center of rotation. Y'all agree with that, right? So it has no distance away from it, right? So U is really 0, 0 away from the center of rotation. The W from the center of rotation, where is it, Jacob? 0, 1, right? Jacob, do the next one. From the center of rotation, where is K? 4, negative 2. For those who can't see it, I'm going to count it for you. From my center of rotation is over 1, 2, 3, 4, and down 1, 2. That is 4, negative 2. G prime. On the last one, Jacob. Yes. Negative 1, down 1, 2, negative 2. Negative 1, negative 2. So now I have these points from my center of rotation. Now that I have these points, I want to turn my paper back straight. Go back to my original orientation. Using those points. Now this is where we differ. Last time when we were doing just the regular rotations, at this point we would just write these points over here because those are our points from 0, 0. These aren't our points from 0, 0, so these aren't our actual points. We do not want to put these there. We don't want to put these there. We actually want to go on and graph these first this time. This is the difference right here. So I'm graphing my new image from here. Okay, I said U prime was 0, 0 away from the center of rotation, so it's right there. You just put another U right next to your U prime. Right to your first U, put U prime right there. It's going to be that point right there. It ain't going to change. W prime, from the center of rotation, that's 0, 1. 0 up 1, so that'll be this point right here. This will be my W prime. And then we said K prime was 4, negative 2. So from the center of rotation, over 1, 2, 3, 4, down 1, 2. This will be K prime. And then the last one, G, from the center of rotation, it's negative 1, negative 2. 1, 2. So negative 1, negative 1, 2 here. And it's going to be G prime. Once again, to connect, follow the letters U, W, W, K, K, G, G, U. let that go. Pay attention, please. So this is my image after I do the rotation around 1, -2, clockwise 90 degrees. Only thing I need to do after that is get my actual points from 0, 0. Now I need to tell where my points actually are from 0, 0. So this is the only time I'm really use 0, 0 besides the beginning. You're only going to use 0, 0 at the beginning and at the end. You use it at the beginning when you graph your original, the pre-image, and then you use it at the end after you read the coordinates for your image. So now I want to know where my actual image is. Jacob, help us out. U prime, where is that actually at? 1, -2. W prime. Say it again. W prime. Louder. 1, -1. K prime. 5, -4. And then the last one is G prime. 0, -4. This is how we do a rotation about a point that's not the origin. We're going to rotate our image around that point using what we just did. Then at the end you want to give your actual points of where the image is. I know I didn't get everybody on that first one, so obviously I'm going to do some more. But not too many more. So make sure you pay attention. If you didn't catch that one, we're going to do another one. But you should have everything written down that I wrote. Number 2. Before I move on, any questions on this one? Any clarification? Number 2, rotate 270 degrees about point D. They want us to rotate this figure LZF. So only difference between this one and the first one, and this is how you'll see it most of the time, your point of rotation is a point that they give you, and it's not a part of your figure. Your center of rotation is just a point on the graph. My figure is LZF. D is just a point on the graph they want us to rotate around. So this one is going to be a little different than the first one because that point D is not going to be connected to our actual figure. First thing I want to do is put that point on the graph though. 2, 2. Here. I'm making another axis around that. This is my point of rotation for this one at 2, 2. Rotate my image around that. Next thing I want to do is graph my actual pre-image. I'm graphing that from my original 0, 0. Don't graph. Kids was having trouble last period because they were trying to graph their pre-image from the center of rotation. No, the pre-image points go from 0, 0. You just put an image on the graph. We don't start using the center of rotation until we actually rotate. So my pre-image points are coming from 0, 0. So 1, 3, just graph this regularly. Here, Z, 5, 5. F is at 4, 2. So this is L, Z, F. That's another thing kids are not doing. I saw some of y'all in here doing it yesterday too. I'm gonna start. Y'all lucky that we on computers so much this year. Cause I used to do it. We used to take everything by hand and grade it. I would mark a lot of y'all stuff wrong because a lot of y'all do not label y'all images. Y'all do not write the letters. You need to start practicing doing that. That's gonna help you, especially when we get to the stuff we got to do later this week. You need to be labeling your images. It's gonna help you out today too. Anything you do turn into me, I don't think as much y'all gonna turn into me. If it's not labeled though, I don't even care if your stuff is right. I'm gonna mark you wrong. I'll mark the problem wrong if it's not labeled. Alright. Hang on. I'll give y'all a chance. Hold on. Let's make sure everybody don't drew it first. I don't want anybody to miss this. Look like we good. Okay. So we're rotating 270. Israel. They said rotate 270 degrees. Which way are we going?
Left.
Why are you going to the left?
Because it's counterclockwise.
How you know it's counterclockwise?
Because it doesn't say clockwise.
Yeah. On this one, it doesn't tell us clockwise or counterclockwise, so we're going to assume counterclockwise. That's the default direction to go. So yeah, we're going to the left. 270, how many turns we making, Israel? 3 turns to the left. Alright, let's go. 1, 2, 3. This is my 270 rotation. I'm gonna write my coordinates down here. This is my 270 rotation. Israel, this is a good problem for you to do with me. So, we rotate 270 degrees. Now we're looking at our points from our center of rotation. From the center of rotation, we want to see how far our points are away from the L, Z, and F, so that we can get L prime, Z prime, and F prime. So start with the L, Israel.
1, 1.
1, 1. Z.
0, -2.
Z.
Oh, my bad. 3, -3.
3, -3. Now F.
0, -2.
Thank you. So you got 1, 1, 3, -3, and 0, -2. What's up? That's what we did. Okay. Do your thing. I'm sorry? My bar ain't upside down. What you talking about? That's where we are. That would be 180. Turn your paper 3 times. I ain't playing. Turn your paper 3 times. Go straight. Turn your paper to the left 3 times.
To the left?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I thought about it. Okay.
It's okay. That's what we're here for. I'd rather you ask than not ask and be confused. We good?
Yeah.
Alright, so we got these coordinates from turning our paper. Now we're going to go back straight. And from the center of rotation, we're going to use those points and put new points on. From the center of rotation, though, not from 0, 0. So from the center of rotation, we're going to use what Israel said. He said L prime would be at 1, 1. So from the center of rotation, over 1, up 1. This is what he told me L prime would be. Then after that, he said Z prime is going to be over 3, down 3. So 1, 2, 3, over to the right, down 1, 2, 3. Z prime. And then F prime, he told me is going to be at 0, -2. Here. Connect. best connection, but we get it. This is our rotation, 270 degrees around the 0.22. Last thing we need to do is get our actual points. Israel gonna finish strong though, I know he is. Points are going from 0, 0. Our actual points we're reading from 0, 0. Whenever you're ready, man.
So
L prime 3, 3.
easy. 5 -1.
5, -1.
And F is
2,
2 0.
0. This is the expectation for y'all to be able to rotate around a point. Not hard, just different. I only got one more full example I'm gonna do, but I want to talk about number 3 real quick. Just point something out to y'all. We good on that one? Questions, concerns, complaints? All right. Number 3. Looking at it real quick, it's a 180 rotation they want you to do. They want you to do it around point T. Point T is a point on this figure, but look at where point T is. Point T is what? 0, 0, right? That's the origin. So this is going to be a regular rotation for y'all. It's just that one of your points is going to be on the origin. So that's going to feel regular when you do it. It's going to be a regular rotation. Regular 180. All right. Y'all can do that on your own time, not on my time. The last one I'm going to do with you, number 7 on the back. Seven. They want us to rotate this image around 180 degrees around point D. Point D is its own point. It's not a part of the image. Point D is at 0, 1. So I'm going to put that on my graph first. 0, 1 right here. That point. I'm just going to make a horizontal axis. The y-axis I can use as my vertical. So I just put that line on. The vertical I can use the Y. So for me, I got my center of rotation on at 0, 1. Next thing I need to do is from my 0, 0, just plot my points. I'm just plotting my regular points. The CASH from 0, 0. So 1, 4 is C. A is 3, 2. S is 6, 5. H is 4, 6. Oh my God. She been going crazy all day. Alright. So that's my pre-image cache. Want to rotate that around 0.01. 180 degrees. Now, in this one, it didn't specify counterclockwise or clockwise either, but I told you about 180. 180 don't matter because whether you go counterclockwise or clockwise, since you're doing 2 turns, you're going to land in the same spot anyway. 180 is the only one that it really doesn't matter which direction you go, because you're going to end up landing in the same spot anyway. But we're going to go counterclockwise because that's just what we're used to if it don't tell us nothing. So to the left, 2 turns. 1, 2. Should end up upside down. Try to fit my points up here. So C prime, A prime, S prime. Hope I left myself enough room. H prime. Caleb, I know you got me for this one. Caleb. From my center of rotation, can you tell me where these points are, man? Yes, sir.
1, 3.
I want you to try that again.
-1.
There we go. -1, -3. A. -3, -1. Say that one again. -6. Count again this next part. -6 I agree with. That's fine. I know why you did that. Make sure you're going from the center of rotation. So -6, -4. The last one. -4, -5. Alright. So we got what we needed from that. We can turn our paper back. Using those points. Let me zoom out just a little bit. Using those points that we just pulled, we're going to graph our image from the center of rotation though. So from this point, I'm going to do my C, which is -1, -3, -1, then down 1, 2, 3. Here, I'm going to call this C prime. A, he said -3, -1. So from the center of rotation, -1, 2, 3, down -1. A prime. S prime, he said -6, -4, -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. -1, 2, 3, 4. S prime. Last one, -4, -5. -1, 2, 3, 4, down -1, 2, 3, 4, 5. H prime. Get that, connect your points. Last thing we need is our points from 0, 0. Caleb, I really want you to finish this one off. I know you might not be done graphing it though. If you're not done, you can use mine. Say it one more time.
negative 1, 2.
Try it again.
Oh, yeah.
So what's up?
Negative 2.
-1, -2.
Negative 3, 0.
-3, 0.
Negative 6, negative 3.
-6, -3.
And negative 4, negative 4.
And -4, -4. Perfect. Thank you. Alright. That is rotating around a point. That is not 0, 0. You're welcome. You got that for free. No charge.